Well, Francis and Lauren, we are actually waiting here. You can see a podium just behind me. We are waiting for another official update from not only Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. We've also learned Governor Ron DeSantis is on his way to the scene right now. We expect to hear from him within the next 30 minutes or so. Let's give you a look, though, at some of the daytime aerials of this scene. As the sun comes up, we could really start to get a better idea of the catastrophe out here. You know, the mayor of Surfside told us that a third of the building, it looked, in his words, he said it looked as if it was pancaked. Again, several people rescued from that building, not only the part of the building that was still intact, but also part of the building that had collapsed. And you did mention about people being pulled from the rubble. Firefighters told us about a couple of hours ago, 2 people were officially pulled from the rubble. We actually have some dramatic video of one of those 2 people being rescued. It was a young boy. A witness told me he was still wearing his sweatpants, his T-shirt, like as if he was in his pajamas. Because, you know, all of this happened in the middle of the night. Really, that's what's so horrifying about this entire story. People were sleeping. And so amidst the rubble, you see bunk beds, you see mattresses, you see bed frames, you see pieces of families' condos amidst all of this rubble. Really a horrific scene out here. We did, though, speak with a man who was inside the building. He and his wife thankfully able to be rescued safely by firefighters.
And Brooke, what can you tell us about the response from all the local agencies? We heard from Miami-Dade Fire earlier this morning that it was 80 units from Miami-Dade Fire Rescue alone, but as part of the mutual aid agreement that the town of Surfside and Miami-Dade County has with surrounding areas like Broward County, there was much more help available, thankfully, to the people here impacted by this scene. What are you seeing as far as the scale of the response?
Really a massive response out here. We were actually all morning long. We had been standing in this field just across the way, but then about a couple of hours ago, police actually pushed us even further back because they needed to use this grass to park even more, you know, police cars and firefighters and all of that. So really a massive response out here from firefighters and police officers across South Florida. Even early this morning, there were crews from Broward County that were called to come down here and assist in this search and rescue.
And Brooke, right now at this hour, 12:04 now, do we know if those search and rescue efforts are happening? We know that the weather, of course, affected some of those circumstances, and we did hear from Maggie Castro with Miami-Dade Fire Rescue earlier this morning, and she mentioned, you know, as everyone else has been saying this morning, it's so fluid, right? Maybe they are able to begin again and then have to stop for whatever reason, not just because of weather, but of course the dangerous conditions surrounding this building. What's happening right now?
Well, that's a good question, and that's something that we're hoping to get another update on. As of about 10 o'clock, I believe, at last check with officials, that search and rescue was still very much still happening. They were still trying to get an official number of people who might still be missing. And actually, I saw a tweet, I believe Miami Fire Rescue tweeted out, they're still trying to get an idea of people who were in the building and who are safe. They're asking people to check in and kind of do a reverse check on who might be missing. Because, you know, a big thing that I think we've been mentioning as well, this area, especially in Surfside and especially in this building, there are units that are owned by vacationers, so not necessarily people who live here year-round. That also potentially complicating things as they are trying to figure out a number of how many people might still be missing here.
Brooke, I know a lot of the family members are going to the Family Reunification Center in hopes of getting more information, but what are you seeing there on the ground actually close to that building as far as people going there directly looking for answers, or perhaps just, you know, people who live in surrounding buildings? Are they just sort of walking around the area, or do police have them completely cordoned off and away because of the fear of possible structural issues with the surrounding buildings?
They are keeping everybody pretty far back, pretty much where we are standing right here. A part of that is because of the massive response, the amount of firefighters and police officers that are here on this scene, but also, like you mentioned, the safety issues as well, not really wanting a lot of people to get too close to the building. But certainly there have been a lot of people here who live in the area who are maybe curious and, you know, have seen the pictures and the videos circulating on social media. They wanted to come see it for themselves. I have not seen a lot of people out here looking looking for loved ones. Again, you have to assume they're going to that reunification center. But I have gotten a couple of messages from people who, maybe know somebody who they believe lives in this building and they haven't heard from them. I did hear from a woman who says she has a couple of patients who live in this building and she has not been able to reach them. So certainly once you start to think about the potential number of people that are still missing, the magnitude of what happened out here is really hard to come to terms with.
And Brooke, you were the first reporter for us on scene. You've been out there since I think about 4 this morning. We've been talking about how difficult the situation is, how multi-layered it is, everything from weather to traffic to vacationers, maybe even Airbnbers involved here, the miscommunication. Walk me through your process reporting and news gathering, because we know, that's been difficult for officials. We've heard a lot of different information coming from different agencies, but I'm sure for you, being on the ground there, also navigating social media, as you mentioned, people reaching out to you, has been quite difficult this morning as well.
Sure. Yeah, social media definitely played a role in all of this as well. It helped us being able to, touch base with people who, like I said, are reaching out saying, hey, I haven't heard from so-and-so, or, I spoke with a man who messaged me and said, hey, I helped, rescuers find that little boy in the rubble. And so that's really how we're starting to, figure out little pieces of this, because, as you can see, we are kept pretty far back from the scene, not only, like I said, because of response concerns, but also because of safety concerns out here as well. So it's kind of a little bit of a waiting game. I think we talked about that earlier, Francis, kind of waiting for some information, and hopefully in the next 30 minutes or so, we'll get some more answers from officials, from Miami-Dade Mayor Levine Cava, and also from Governor DeSantis, who we've been told is on his way to the scene right now.
Brooke Schaefer live for us on the scene. Thanks so much for your efforts in gathering the very latest information. We'll let you get to it, as I know that you're preparing for a news conference that will hopefully yield a lot more answers. We got some information this morning, but we are hoping to get even more when we hear from the governor and other local officials in just a little while. Brooke Schaefer, thanks so much for